Venturing back onto the classic Game Boy, we find Mario's second black and white attempt. If you remember, the original game was an underwhelming game suitable only for the bargain bin since it had less than an hour of content built in, which was embarrassing for a launch title, so hopefully a couple of years of handheld understanding treated the obscure duology a bit better. Thankfully, the first concern I had was dashed to pieces as Land 2 has more than 20 levels to play in with that same creative spark that made Super Mario Land such a standout in spite of having no color to work with, because the worlds on Wario's Island vary between haunted, tiny, and space worlds, giving a monochromatic rainbow of variety for Mario to platform across, although it also has a required Forest of Illusion style secret entrance hunt to get to the space level, which was rightly irritating since it isn't signposted at all that you have to even do that. Beyond that, it's your standard run through all the levels and beat the bosses Mario platformer with some grand background and level design that make it a charming little gem that no one's ever heard of since Super Mario World had just released and shook the series to its very roots. And it did manage to get a small amount of secrets in, but the problem is that beating those levels is nearly pointless since the game has no star road to aim for. That and the fact that the game's economy is also a useless feature. Basically, the reason you pick up regular coins in Super Mario Land 2 is to spend them on a roulette game that can give you power-ups or extra life bundles, but the prices to play are absurdly high compared to the tiny payouts you get, so you shouldn't even bank on that being useful unless you struggle with a gambling addiction. But even then, losing all your coins in this game does absolutely nothing since pure skill is the only way to progress. Grabbing all 6 gold coins in this game is pretty damn easy since the difficulty curve is as easily broken as a briefcase lock. See, after most of the levels, the game gives you a bonus game where it's pathetically easy to get the crane game to just give you 3 lives whenever you find it, and you can easily end the game north of 15 lives, so getting to Wario at the castle level will be as easy as filling out a library card application for Sam Smith. And the bosses have all the powers of a summer breeze to stop the player with, yet the game fills out with at least 2 hours of content and the entire game is interesting and cute to look at from A to B, so it's a snacky addition to the series that pushed the envelope even farther. The introduction of Wario to the series was well done since his greedy and petty nature of wealth at all costs is shown marvelously, on top of him being one of the hardest bosses in the series so far, with a 6-phase marathon of agony inside a mansion stuffed butt to gut with insta-death platforming, put all players to the test after 6 worlds of equal difficulty that would have normally made any other game boring. Yet with the unique art direction, it ended up making the game whimsically fun instead. The game finishes with Mario chasing Wario off the island after he flees the castle in the ultimate sore loser rage quit and the credits roll. It's great to see that the staff that brought us the brilliantly unique Super Mario Land learned their lesson about making a satisfying game, especially in putting the runtime far above the mere hour you got last time around. Yet they retained the artistic drive that allowed them to put together 6 incredibly unique worlds for this game that combined into 20 levels of pure fun, even if the game was a breeze to get through. The bosses are cake to take down, the roulette bonus games are so easy to game for tons of lives that a 5-year-old can figure it out, and all the levels have the same difficulty up to the final level where the curve runs straight into the ceiling. Yes, this game is still short, running in at 2 hours, but I'm sure you'll enjoy it from start to finish simply because it's an enjoyable snack of a title that proved once upon a time Nintendo had creative integrity to show off back in its handheld days. It was just a great time all around, but unfortunately it's time to leave for the next game on the Mario chopping block, and we've finally hit the years where Mario got really weird, to the point where I don't know what our next game is actually gonna be, so I can only hope that it's a good one. Until next time, here's the final scoreboard. And your well-earned victory for gamers. I'll see you next time for another island adventure.